This episode is brought to you by the members of the You Run Podcast Network. A place where everyone is a loved member of the podcasting community. To link up with these shows and find your next podcast addiction, visit YouRunPodcast.com.
Another week, another spree. The murder, the mayhem, the depravity. They're pulling up a chair and dimming the lights. Two voices against the darkest night. He's horrified, she's got the stats. A lethal dose of cold hard facts. From Bundy's rage to the Dahmer spree. She's the expert, he's the one who's terrified. It's a true crime conversation, not a Wikipedia page. A deep dive into damnation, the killer's final stage. This ain't no fictional fright, it's real life horror taking flight. From twisted motives and broken laws, it's the You Run Podcast, bringing the screams and the flaws.
A worse wife than Lorena Bobbitt.
Hello and welcome to the You Run Podcast True Crime. My name is Scott.
And I'm Heather, who's drinking this disgusting fucking drink.
I'm glad you
I
brought
can't
that
stop
up.
drinking it. I can't stop drinking it. I'm like, I'm thirsty and I didn't want regular water. So I was like, let me get a sparkling water. And it's like, ooh, it's so pretty aesthetically. It's Spindrift. It tastes like carbonated ass. It's just not that good.
We are the True Crime Podcast, run and controlled by all of you. You pick the cases that we cover. And
Yes.
after our last case, I am so glad you guys are back on form because you found something that I would say this is the most well-fitted case to us since we covered the Tiger King.
It's definitely, it's yes, it fits our vibe better. It's like true crime-ish enough where it's considered true crime, but also like our morality and our craziness. Like it totally fits us a lot better than some of the heavy-hitting serial killer-esque stuff that we typically cover.
Yeah, if you've never listened to us before, we are a conversational true crime podcast. We will give you some facts, but this is more me and Heather discussing what's happened and discussing the insanity, particularly this month, and just kind of inviting you along for the ride.
Yes.
If you want to make comments and you want to get involved, go and follow us at You Run Podcast everywhere and wade in with your opinions, or leave a comment if you're listening or watching on Spotify, or if you're watching on YouTube, just drop a comment there and we reply to all of them. Today, you all chose the case of John Wayne Bobbitt and Lorena Bobbitt, and I don't even know what we'll call this case. We should call this case
Chop, mate.
Uncut.
Uncut. John Wayne Bobbitt Uncut.
Oh my.
This case is wild. To give you a bit of an overview, Lorena Bobbitt cut her husband's penis off and threw it in a field. This is after years of abuse. Neither of them done any prison time whatsoever for either of these crimes. And what comes after is arguably even wilder than what happened to start with. But we're going to start at the beginning with how they met. So they met. So John was in the US Air Force. He was a US Marine, and he was stationed at Quantico. And they had like balls and dinners and dances and things there. And Lorraine Bobbitt met him there. And I've seen photos of him when he was in uniform. He was a very handsome, fairly rugged man. I can see how that worked. And I'm going to say it. There's also the lure of a potential green card for Lorena because they had a whirlwind. They met, and within, was it like 6 or 7 months, they were set to be married.
Well, it was like almost immediate. If you think about it in the way that time is, it's like, that's pretty fast. Also, like, I don't know if I ever saw why was she at the ball? Like, why was she there specifically? I'm not even sure that it matters why she was there, but yeah, I didn't find him very handsome. He looked like a damn Lego figure. I can't, the square ass blocky head. That's not my type because that screams MAGA.
He looks like he looks how, if you picture in your head a stereotypical
That's what I'm
Marine
saying.
from the late 80s, that's
I
exactly
mean,
what he looks like.
I mean, I get that. Like, I would break you, like that kind of stuff.
Hoorah!
What he reminds me, yeah, or like from the Rocky movies,
Yeah,
the blonde headed guy who had a
yeah,
real blocky fucking head too. I just, me just saying, it's not my taste. I don't care that he's in the Marines, whatever. He just had a blocky ass head. This shit looked like Minecraft or
yeah. Uh, uh,
whatever.
I think for the late 80s, I think he was kind of, that was
He was
kind of
hot for the 80s. There you go.
100%. He,
That was appealing to women in the 80s. I could see it.
yeah, in the same way that Ted Bundy
Yeah.
was appealing to women in the 70s, it's that kind of, that vibe. He
Yeah.
fitted the aesthetic of the time. They
Yeah.
met in October 88, and in June 89 they were married.
So see, that's like what, 6, that's not very long.
No, no. Lorena worked full time. She worked 10 hours shifts, 6 days a week in a nail
Mhm.
salon.
Yeah.
John was discharged from the Marine Corps in 1991, and after that, he had a couple of jobs here and there, but in honesty, he done fuck all. So he worked in a nightclub for a while. He got sacked from there. He worked in some
Yeah.
bars. And
Yeah.
long and short of it is Lorena had to cover all of the bills, all of the stuff. And
Yeah, he was a loser.
he was a massive loser.
Right.
He even more of a loser that he used to beat and be abusive towards Lorena.
Yeah.
Like when I first started looking at this, I didn't find any of that, and all I found was like she cut his dick off, and I'm like, you evil bitch. And then when I started
No.
finding more and more, I'm like, do you know what? I'm with you 100%. You made the right call. So he used to beat her, he used to rape her, he used to do horrific
Mhm.
things to her psychologically as well. And a lot of these were reported, but believe it or not,
Okay.
until 1994, the police didn't do anything. It was dealt with as a civil
Crazy.
domestic dispute. It was actually, believe it or not, it was actually a law that Senator at the time, Senator Joe Biden, passed, which
Mm.
was the Violence Against Women Act, which passed in 1994, which at the time Senator Biden was the driving force behind that, that then made things like this would then be a criminal matter as opposed to a civil matter. So, hey,
It's funny how Biden don't seem so bad now, does he?
yeah, props to Biden. Like the,
He really was. I don't think he was really that bad. Anyways, I'm just saying.
he definitely was. I think as a senator, like I've looked at lots of laws and stuff
Yeah.
that he pushed through and passed. He was pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when we get to the trial later, medical experts testified to things that were reported
Mhm.
in 92, 93. And there's basically like an escalating scale of violence from when they got married up until
Mhm.
when the incident happened. Should we talk about the incident? Because, like, as a guy, like, this is fucking horrific. Like, he's asleep. He's
Yeah.
asleep in the bed, and he wakes up to the covers being whipped off of him. She grabbed his penis and extended it as far as she could, and then
So she could loosen it. Yeah, basically. Well, I guess that to make it easier to cut because do you guys know if you have a penis? Like that shit don't seem easy to cut. It's
no,
like
it's almost like umbilical cord style.
like gristle. You know what I mean? Almost like I don't
Yeah,
know. Just,
but whatever the knife behind us is the one she used, and she went
yes.
through it with such force that the surgeon commented it was almost a surgical cut. So this was lift, swipe. John Wayne Bobbitt wakes up, opens his eyes.
What are you doing?
I don't even know. Like my thing is I don't have a dick. Okay, I don't, and so like I don't even know.
I imagine
If it was quick, it's almost like, did he really like? Obviously, you feel it after because like he could have bled to death. Surprising that he didn't actually. But like the actual cut, he was asleep. So it's like, how much of it did he actually like feel if she did it so swiftly?
he was asleep. He was also
Yeah.
really, really drunk as well.
Oh well, then he probably felt almost nothing. I would assume
because
he probably didn't know.
he had a friend that he got to come
Mhm.
and get him to take him, and he rung his friend. His friend's like, yeah, give me 5 minutes. I just need to brush my teeth and then I'll be over.
Jesus Christ.
I'd be like, no, motherfucker, do not brush your teeth. Get in your car right now and come get me. Because, like,
I gotta brush my teeth before I come pick you and your severed dick up. Like, what? Why?
like, he obviously got rushed to the emergency room where they
Yeah.
were like, we're not quite sure what to do with this. Do you have the missing piece? And
The
they're like,
missing link.
and they're like, no, we don't. And
Yeah,
it kind of turned into this wild chase. So what Lorraine had done is she cut his penis off, and
she
not
did.
satisfied with just cutting it off, she took it with her. She left with it.
I
Like,
wonder
put
if
it in
she
a-
buckled it up in the seatbelt. Did she buckle it? You got to keep it safe. Use protection, guys. PSA.
she jumped in her car with the severed penis. She drove like
Yeah.
5 miles down the road, then went, oh shit, I've still got the penis, reached out of her car window and threw it up over the roof of the car into a
Man.
field. And then she went and drove to like her friend's house and she rung 911 and
So diabolical. Like, that's like the best way to describe it, because the act of the rage that it took to do that, because I couldn't cut a limb off of, I know me, and I couldn't, because it still took like the act of doing it, and then to like, hey, by the way, pal, you're coming with me, and you took it with you, you put it in your car, you drove with it sitting there. I don't know, like, I'd be like I'd be like, oh my god, it's still there. Like, what? And you threw it away. Now that's the pettiness of it. I'm for that, but the fact that they find it is fucking insane. How do you find a dick in a field?
the best bit is, so after Lorena had confessed to police, it
Mhm.
kind of everything went across the airwaves as to we're looking for a body part, but they didn't say what it was because they didn't want the press who had police scanners to
Yeah.
find out. So one officer was sent to their house and
Mhm.
he had to go and search the house for the penis. And then she eventually told him she found it in a field. And there's a really great photo. You'll find it really easy. Just put John Bobbitt penis found. It's the police chief who was a deeply religious man who refused to touch
It's
it,
crazy.
stood in a field pointing down like, it's there. Someone come get it because I'm not going to touch it.
Like, why even be in the police field, like in the police force, if like you're going to see atrocities like that? You're going to see worse stuff than a severed dick in a field. I know that's insane to say that out loud, that I just said it out loud, but like, literally, why are you there? You're going to see like all kinds of murder and mayhem.
Yeah, I think murder and mayhem is one thing. I think
I
I think
guess.
a severed penis is something like, I think you could ask pretty much every police officer
Yeah.
in the world. I reckon there's a very small percentage of them that have found a severed penis in a field.
Probably almost none, to be honest with you. Like, I get it that it's like insane to see one out in the wild. They're like, is that a mush? He's like, is that a mushroom? No, it's an actual dick. It's not a mushroom this time.
It's
Don't
like
eat it.
It's like the scene from The Hangover with the monkey. Is it a mushroom? Is it? The thing is, if
Oh,
you look at, if
God.
you see any of the images of it, it does look like a mushroom. It's tiny. She like took the top half of it off. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
it
such a,
wasn't. Yeah, it was small to begin with.
yeah.
Which is uncovered in some interviews with other women that had dated him afterwards. It's like, it's not that big.
Yeah, we'll get on to John Bobbitt's Nobbit a little bit later because
Oh.
his Nobbit goes on a real wild adventure throughout.
I like the Hobbit, right?
Yeah, he's John Bobbitt's Nobbit Hobbit adventure.
Let Mark read that. You will
Yeah.
upset him. Do not tell him. That's like, oh, it's this new book. You should try it out. It's a side trilogy part. And he'll be like, what? And it's just John Wayne Bobbitt's dick. It's just photos of his dick. Oh my God.
Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Nobbit.
Oh my God.
The police needed to get this to the hospital.
Yes.
So what they done is they went to the 7-Eleven that was right where she thrown it out. They got a plastic Ziploc bag, some ice and some saline solution that they had, and they put the knob on ice, rushed it to the emergency room. I've actually got the urologist's name and the plastic surgeon because I think both of them are incredible. So
Yeah.
Dr. James Sen is the urologist. So he's the one who made sure all of the waterworks still worked. And then the plastic surgeon was Dr.
Yeah.
David Berman.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they managed to, under a microscope, reattach arteries, veins, deep dorsal nerves,
It's
and the
crazy.
urethra. I saw an interview with the urologist. He's like, well, we got it all together, and we were very nervous when we took the tourniquet off the bottom because we were worried it was going to be a little bit like a garden sprinkler. He said, but it wasn't. We took it off and it pinked up nicely, and we're like, yeah, good job. He said, and we went and had some beers to celebrate.
I mean, that's it. It is insane. I mean, it did take a long time. It was like a 9-hour surgery, but at the same time, the fact that they did reattach it, I mean, and this was back in the 90s. So, like,
Yeah,
you know,
94. And
yeah.
I didn't know, like, I know that they can reattach certain things when they come off. Like, if you lose, like, I cut part of my earlobe off when I had that fall. They reattach that. I understand that's just skin, though. There's nothing.
And it's very small in comparison.
I don't know. My ear is a comparable size to John Wayne Bobbitt's dick.
Oh God, I don't know either. But yeah, they can attach shit back to you. I don't know about, I guess, like full on limbs. Like if you had a hand cut off, I don't know that they can do that. Can they? I feel like I'm stupid.
I think they can. I think they can do fingers and hands.
It probably depends on how quickly. Obviously, in a lot of these cases, it depends on how fast you can get to emergency services, get you in surgery, etc. What has died in the hand, and like nerves and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
How it was severed, because like one of the surgeons was saying, the reason this worked is because the knife she used was so fucking sharp and it was such a clean cut. Like everything was
like a scalpel almost, like you said, a surgical cut.
Yeah, just a 9-inch long blade scalpel swung at high velocity.
I can't even imagine like her face, like that's me, like Angela from Sleepaway Camp at the very end, like the reveal, but like that's her face.
I tell you what it reminds me of. When you see these people on social media where they pull the samurai sword out and they like slice something in half and put it back in and then it like falls over afterwards. It's that's how I imagine it. I imagine she sliced it and then it like slid off and she's like, oh yeah, I've done it. And
like
then
what horror movie is that? Ghost Ship?
Yeah, like that.
It's just like a dice, like medallions, like
yeah,
just perfectly CGI diced almost because it looks so fake.
Now, I've got to ask you, because I asked Lisa this as well. Like, obviously, we're making light of the fact that he had his dick cut off, but he was a horrifically abusive person.
He was a bad dude. Yeah.
He was really, really bad. At what point do you get pushed to do this? Because like Lisa said, I don't think there's a point I get here. I get other places. She said the likelihood of me like stabbing someone is probably higher than going to
cutting
this. Yeah. Like this is something that's been thought out of, like, this is the thing that's doing me the most damage, so I'm going to take it away. She said,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, Lisa's like, I'd have just killed him.
That's my thought process on it as well, is to be in Lorena's head for a second. If you were being sexually assaulted, which they call it something different because they were married, it was a little bit different, but I mean, to be raped is to be raped. It doesn't matter who's doing it. But I feel like that was her trigger point, because you have to think about it. She is going to try to get rid of the one thing that has assaulted her. So you know how sometimes, women will kill the man as a whole, right? They will shoot him or do whatever. And it's not necessarily associated with sexual abuse, but sometimes it is. But I feel like for Lorena, she thought, hey, this is the one thing that, like, if she cuts it off, it may never be reattached. And she took his manhood, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it didn't work out in that way, because he still was able to use that knee. But again, that was my thought process of how someone would go so insane. She had to have endured a lot of psychological abuse to get to that point. And I know
Yeah.
some people would be like, that's kind of like hard to claim. And it is hard to claim on some aspects because we actually don't know 100% sure, like, was she a little unhinged to begin with? I'm not at all saying it's okay that like what he did, so she shouldn't have snapped. No, I'm not. So let's just get that clear right now. What I'm saying is like, we don't know her mental state necessarily prior, but then being pushed to the edge like that could have made her snap easier than, like, let's just say a normal person. Most normal people don't snap to that degree, is all I'm saying.
No, I'd agree with that. And the crazy thing is, like, this at the moment, we're at the beginning of this case, and it sounds absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Historically, we don't do trials, but we're going to actually cover 2 because the 2 trials are fucking hilarious.
Well, there's a waste of time, actually. But I mean, like, a waste of time as in, there's no justification for anything. All this shit happened, and it was just like a crazy fucking dream. It was like,
this whole case is like a fever dream. But before we do that, we're going to take a very quick break.
Grab a slice and take a seat, the crust is on the plate. Got a brand new audio file loaded up by Nate. Greg is in the studio, laughing at the mic. Unpacking heavy cases that you're gonna like. Dialing up Australia for a killer point of view. Cape of Leon under screams, "Oi to the crew!" Caught the brutal history and mysteries unsolved. The casual friendship where the theories get evolved. When the grim reports are done, brackets hit the floor. A pop culture showdown and all-out media war. Ranking cult film villains, arguing all night. 3 hosts on the feed, making everything alright. And trust the dark side is calling. True crime is deep, and the banner is falling. A conversational vibe when the lights are low. Pizza bones, welcome to the show. Like your wolves. 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 Like your wolves.
So go and check out the Pizza Bones True Crime Podcast. They are available as part of the You Run Podcast Network, along with 18 other shows. YouRunPodcast.com, and you'll find all of the information for all of those. You'll also find links to all of our socials. You'll also find a link to our Patreon where you get early access to this show. You get early access to other shows. You also get True Crime Extra, where me and Heather go off on all kinds of weird and wonderful tangents. You also get some exclusives. And at the moment, there is an exclusive there that is worth you subscribing for. And I'm going to give you just a brief glimpse of what this exclusive is. So here you go.
Hold on. It's to hold on, yeah? Head up nice and high. Okay. And we're going to do that. Get that arm out of the way. Get that arm out of the way. Hold on there. Hold on. There we go. The world famous chops. There we go.
I do not really understand what is going on in your brain to be like, I'm going to let this dude who's bigger than you, also
Much
probably stronger.
Yeah.
That's his vibe. Well, he's a wrestler, right? Is he a wrestler or just a trainer?
No, he's a professional wrestler. He's wrestled for 30 years all across Europe,
Scott,
Japan, everywhere.
It looked like John Wayne Bobbitt got his hands on you. He knocked the fuck out of you. And I ain't trying to make fun of domestic abuse. That's not, but like he domestic abused you. You had like the
Yeah, that video is definitely worth going to watch. That is the lesser of the injuries I took throughout.
No, my favorite part, I'm not saying what my favorite part in that video is. I will tell you off camera because I don't want to spoil it because I want people to go and watch it. But I literally fucking snorted when I saw it.
Yeah. The general reaction for everyone has gone, this is brilliant. We need more of it. But
yes,
it's a one and done. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, don't do that.
A huge thank you to Kapow Wrestling who let me do that, which leads me lovely into the last time I'm going to play this ad because their event is in a couple of days. And here you go.
Okay.
SWF Kapow is bringing you a night of wrestling you will never forget. Sunday, the 12th of July, Oasis Academy, Southampton. Thrilling entrances, jaw-dropping moves, and raw intensity. Plus former WWE superstar Scotty 2 Hotty. To book tickets, go to Wrestling.com.
So go and check out capowwrestling.co.uk. Go and buy tickets to their events. Go and support them on social media. And if you go to the event that we've just advertised, not only do you have the chance to watch Scotty 2 Hotty, you can meet Scotty 2 Hotty and you can meet me. You can meet me and Scotty 2 Hotty at exactly the same time. And I can't think of anything cooler. Make sure you do all of those wonderful things. That is the advertisement for this episode. And now we're going to talk about the wheels really falling off. So Lorena Bobbitt was arrested, and Lorena Bobbitt then explained all the things that she'd been through, all of the abuse, all of the sexual assault, absolutely everything. And John was put on trial as well. So he went on trial in November of 1993. And the judge made some really fucking interesting decisions. So the judge made a decision that they could only take into account in court what had happened 5 days in the lead up to what Lorena done. So
which
anything
makes no sense.
None whatsoever. So anything before that was basically inadmissible, which narrowed what the prosecution could do to John Wayne Bobbitt. Like in those 5 days, like he might have been fairly nice in those 5 days. He might have been horrible once, but that doesn't take away fucking 6 years of abuse that come before.
Exactly. Yeah.
They actually had a very heavily weighed jury in women. So there was 9 female jurors and only 3 men. And it was unanimous that he was innocent on all charges and he was acquitted. On the back of him being acquitted, he went on like a media tour and he appeared on Howard Stern a couple of times, and he appeared on the 1994 New Year's Rotten Eve pay-per-view special, where they'd done a fundraiser for John to pay his medical bills, complete with a giant dick meter that went like it was a massive penis on screen. That went higher and higher and higher with the more money they raised. They raised $100,000 to cover his medical bills.
Okay, well, yay for him. That's so wild. That's like a shitty GoFundMe. Like
it's the most bizarre. Like I kind of get it from a Howard Stern perspective. He likes riding that line of like on the anyway, but also for him, I imagine he felt pretty safe because John's been acquitted. He's been proved, but as far as Howard Stern's considered,
he's like completely innocent.
Completely innocent. He's like, yeah, we'll do a fundraiser for this guy. We'll paint Lorena Bobbitt as the evil bitch who cut his dick off. And it done big numbers. Like it was one of the best performing Howard Stern New Year's party things ever. And they have naked women and porn stars, like the whole thing's. If you ever want to go and watch one, there's loads on YouTube. They are.
I mean, his whole show is it's titties and silliness and dicks. It's Howard Stern's very crude. So I mean, like obviously, if you're like, I don't particularly.
I'm not a fan.
Never really care for. I'm not a fan of his show. I watched that movie Private Parts when it came out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't like it, but anyways.
But while all this was going on, Lorena Bobbitt knew that she needed to do something in the media because John Bobbitt is now everywhere, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's such a nice guy," and "Oh, I can't believe she done this to him." So she went and got herself a media manager, who basically went, "Look, you need to do an interview." So she done an interview for People's Magazine, and she was going to do just the interview, and she was convinced to do a swimsuit photo shoot as well.
She was pretty. I mean,
she was very pretty. I mean, just take a look.
Yeah,
like she was stunning, and it done wonders for her in the public eye because she basically laid out everything that had happened, and they spoke about how the judge only allowed things that happened like fucking 5 days leading up to it. And she was charged with something really strange. So her trial started in January 94, and she was tried with malicious wounding.
I love that. Like I low-key am gonna start using that. Just like if I stab my finger and move like malicious wounding, because it's like I've never heard of that. All the true crime I have consumed, that's the first I've ever heard of that wording. But I do understand it because I know that she was maliciously trying to cut his dick off. It was not an accident. Like she was like, Loki, I want it off. So Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's lots of ways they could have gone with it. I mean, depending on how severe his blood loss and things were, you could have gone down the route of attempted murder.
Yeah, possibly. I just feel like because of how she did it, why she did it, even though they didn't take into consideration any of the previous allegations of abuse and stuff, which is to me it's like absolutely asinine. Like, why even do a trial? Why not just do it without a jury, right? Why not? This is the thing, neither one of them got in trouble.
No.
Really, he didn't even really lose his dick. Like, they still attached it back on, and
Well, this
she
is the
is like
thing.
fine.
So her defense was she was not guilty through momentary insanity. That was
Yeah.
the way that they went with it. And I love the fact that they have how they won this. So they put her on the stand, and I've watched a lot of her in the trial. And she's very sympathetic, and like you can see
Yeah.
she's genuinely upset by the things that happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
But they knew that wasn't enough to win the jury over. So the prosecution, no, sorry, the defense, who had defended Lorena Bobbitt, called John Wayne Bobbitt to the stand themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and they let him basically hang himself. They
Yeah.
put him out there and they asked him loads of questions, and they just let his true colors show through. So they're like, "Have you ever hit your wife?" He's like, "No, I've never hit my wife." They're like, "Have you pushed and shoved her?" Yeah, I've pushed and shoved her. It's like, okay, well, we know from this police record here that you pushed and shoved her and she had a black eye. Can you tell us how she got the black eye? Oh, yeah, I caught her with my elbow. Oh, so you have struck her. And they literally just dug him in such a hole.
Yeah, yeah, they knew what they were doing because it would have been a good way to have gotten him. He would have been charged, but still, I mean, it didn't really work out in the favor anyway. I mean, I guess it opened up the light to see that, like, for people that didn't really believe Lorena or thought, oh, maybe she's just, she's just a crazy bitch,
Yeah.
whatever. She was really getting abused, but the thing is the judge didn't allow anything prior. So how are you, like, why even bring that up in the first place? I mean, it's good to bring it up, but it also makes no sense because they couldn't have done anything. Like,
No, I think that
no,
they done it to just show how bad a person he was, and it worked. Like, but when he was
he's yeah,
when the trial started, there was fans and legions of women outside, like cheering John Wayne Bobbitt after
gross.
he gave his testimony. Like, there's footage when he comes out of the courthouse, he's being booed. They've got signs up saying "Burn in Hell, Rapist," and all of that, like that change in public opinion happened in like 3 hours.
Well,
Like,
yeah, because they saw that, like, okay, this is the thing. It could all be a he said she said thing, especially all the stuff that happened after, and it really does sort of feel like it's not a he said she said, but it was definitely a, like, they both got their 15 minutes of fame type thing.
and this was early 90s. This was the first
Yeah.
this was the first real tabloid in the
Yes.
courtroom videotape drama. This had this,
Yeah.
put it into perspective for people who didn't live through this. If you remember what the hype was for Amber Heard and Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was
100%.
this was global news. It wasn't just in the States. This
Mm-mm.
was everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
They had their own merchandise lines. Both of them had their own t-shirts, their own merch. Like, it's fucking wild.
It just very much seemed very sensationalized because it was 94, mid 90s were a fucking weird, they were a time. I was
Yeah.
only like 11 and I still, about 11, almost 12, I guess. I remember seeing it on TV because then, you didn't necessarily were following a news outlet. It was just a general, like, it was on TV. It could be like on whatever channel. And I remember seeing it. And even then, being that young, I'm like, oh God, what?
Yeah.
But
I can't emphasize enough how much this was on TV. Like, it was
yes.
everywhere, absolutely everywhere. The jury decided that Lorena Bobbitt was innocent, but she was innocent via way of what is it called? Irresistible impulse. is what it's called. So she was basically insane for a brief moment and had an irresistible impulse to cut his dick off, which meant she was not guilty. But she thought she would be completely free, but she wasn't. She was sentenced to 45-day evaluation in the Central State Hospital. Now, the idea of this is they're sentenced for 45 days under like a mental health act kind of assessment. She sailed through the mental health assessment. And the question I've got, the question that sticks with me, and I think she's fully justified in what she done. I think cutting his dick off, I have no issue with that at all. I am fully team Lorena. But from a legal standpoint, she still committed the crime. She still committed the, what did they call it?
Malicious wounding.
She still maliciously wounded him. She confessed to doing that. So is a 45-day psych evaluation that she then walks out at the end, is that justice or is it not?
I mean, I think that's an open-ended question, kind of, and it's a very broad thing to have to answer, because it's like, on one hand, you're like, well, how about people that actually murder people and they get off for a reason of insanity, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot different. She did not murder him. Yes, of course. Cutting his ding dong off. He could have bled to death had he not gotten emergency surgery. All the stuff that worked out, it was going to work out the way it was. But had it not, he very well could have bled to death and he could have died. And then we would not be talking about it in this light. It would have been she would most likely have gotten some actual jail time. I think a psychiatric evaluation, to me, I think that's perfectly reasonable, because I see that she did it maliciously, but I don't maliciously think she was wanting him to die. I think it was a crime of passion where she was like, he's done these things to me. I hate him so much. And that is a way to really stick it to him. And there, and this is the thing, if she were not thinking in her right mind, I mean, that's kind of the only defense you need, especially in the judicial system in the fucking America, because it sucks. So that's the thing. You just don't know. There are people that hurt children and they're just out and about. They just, whatever.
They shouldn't be out and about. They should all be Lorena Bobbitt.
They should all be death penalty, if you ask me. Like, they should. I'm not
at a bare minimum. There should be a Lorena Bobbitt factory where they all go through and someone just does that. Yeah.
So I think it's just, other people are going to have different opinions about it. They're going to say, well, she did this and she's a crazy bitch. I guess macho men might say shit like that. But at the same time, I feel like if you have not been a victim of assault or any kind of abuse, you don't really know the mindset, and everybody's mind is different and everybody gets affected by that. Not everybody goes and cuts someone's dick off, but for Lorena, we don't know exactly what she endured. We only know what we've been told. And so we can't make those decisions in her brain for her, right? So that's what made her snap.
Yeah, and I'm fully on board for what she done. Like, if he's guilty of a third of the things that she accused him of, like even a third of them, he 100% got what was coming to him. In the ideal world of karma, he got karma come around.
Yeah,
but karma didn't stay there for very fucking long.
No,
because after the trial, like, Lorena's had a 45-day assessment. She's free. John Wayne Bobbitt's free. Like, this horrendous things happened. There's been this huge media circus, and now it's all stopped. So John Wayne Bobbitt decided to get into adult entertainment with his first movie, John Wayne Bobbitt Uncut.
I mean, he literally looks like a Roblox character. That blocky ass head, that bow tie. I can't even.
The thing is, that movie, not that I have watched all of it, but I did get the plot synopsis for it. The plot of that is basically, it's almost the John and Lorena Bobbitt story.
No, it's just like I think it was made to be more like a spoof. Yes. Well, that's Honey Child. Anything with him being in any kind of porno, whatever you want to call it, is definitely a spoof, given what happened to his penis.
Yeah, but
So,
like they had an actress in that who is basically playing Lorena Bobbitt, and it blew
yes,
my
I
mind
know.
that that's okay. Like, how is that okay?
Because it was a way for him to monetize his stuff. And also, if you think about it, people, I don't know. I say people would think one thing, but I would think even more ill of him because it's almost like he's chastising the situation.
Yeah,
He's just kind of making a joke of it to be like, yeah, I did do this stuff to her and I get to make these adult movies. And it's all like that doesn't make him look good in the spotlight, basically.
no, it really doesn't.
So,
Like they had this first movie which came out in
mhm,
1994.
mhm.
Then there was a bit of a drought because he's not the most well endowed of men, bless him. He tries, but he's just not.
No.
Like
Well,
he had some of it chopped off. I'm guessing when they put it back together, they lost a bit where they done like the skin overlap.
I don't
But
know.
he went for a penis enlargement, more
Mhm.
specifically a girth enlargement, and
So gross.
it went horrifically wrong. Like horrifically wrong. His penis ended up roughly the size and shape of a can of Coke.
That
Um,
just
if
doesn't
you
like
if you need
that
a
just is
reference like that, his penis ended up looking like that, just not
it's
silver.
just gross because first of all, no, I've never in my life seen one that shape. I am curious though. Now you're like, I'm like,
Well,
what am I going to be Googling
if
later?
you would like to see it, you
I
can, and
do
not
actually.
you can see it on screen in his second feature picture, which came out in
Okay.
1996, Frankenpenis.
That tattoo though is 100% MAGA. I'm
I
sorry, guys. This
I
is
don't know what
MAGA
it
before
is.
MAGA was MAGA. I don't. It's flop. It's what it looks. She is. She kind
I,
of look a little manly to me, but
see,
that's just me. It's
I,
just the way women looked
so
then.
I hadn't read this before. John Wayne Bobbitt's Frankenpenis, featuring John Wayne Bobbitt's
Look at my face.
newly enlarged and enhanced member.
His face looks like he's like I'm. You know how like kids are like for school pictures, and their mom's like, well, "How are you going to smile for your picture?" And they're like, and then they go, literally, because like she could whoop his ass. I'm pretty sure this lovely lady there in that picture could beat his ass. And she probably, when she saw his Diet Coke can penis, she was probably like, I don't like sugar free shit. Thank you. I'm good.
It's just so bizarre. But John Wayne Bobbitt's movies are readily available across
They're on
many.
IMDb too. If you guys want to just like look up, like they don't have a lot of fun facts to them or anything, but it just like kind of gives you the synopsis, like Scott was saying. But I definitely want to see his actual. I'm very curious because
Pornhub's
one
the
that
place
looks
to
like
go. They're on Pornhub. I'll be honest with you. I
oh,
had
I
to
can,
go and
yeah.
look. I had to go look. I
No, I
looked
mean
and went,
it's no
oh
shame.
dear.
Like look, it's the same thing as people are always like so ashamed about stuff like that or like nudity in general. And I'm thinking, okay, what would you do if you were sitting in your living room, your whatever you want to call it, and you saw a naked person in the yard? You want to go look at their naked private parts because like
Yeah.
duh, they would just want to, not because you're weird, not because you like it. Maybe some people do, but bitch, I'm nosy as fuck. I'm like, what is that? What are they doing? So I want
100%.
to see it. I'm going to show Steven after we like get settled. I'm going to be like, hey, baby, I got something to show you. Are you thirsty? And I'm going to crack open the can. It's going to be John Wayne Bobbitt's dick.
um, so
Ah,
after his enhancement went so bad,
yes.
he kind of lived his life with this Coke can cock for a long
Oh my
time.
God. Coke can cock. It's so amazing.
Right up until 2022. He had a Coke can cock until 2022
Love
when he went
that.
back to the urologist and the micro
Uh-huh.
penis surgeon who done his first op and got them to redo it to put it
I
back
mean,
to a normal size. Do you know what makes me laugh the most? Like
so
I've seen
weird.
lots of interviews with John Wayne Bobbitt now,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he laughs about this now. Like he laughs
I'm
about the fact.
sure. What can you do? You have to.
See, I said to Lisa, like, if Lisa cut my dick off, drove down the road, threw it out into a field, it was found sewn back on, and I'd been on this whirlwind of a life afterwards. I still don't think I'd see the funny side of my dick being cut off. I wouldn't be going, "Oh, Lorena," and he still tried getting back with her, like not many years ago.
Oh, he
Like
tried, like, yeah, they were all, it was like still sending her flowers and still communicating with her, even like not too long after. And it was like supposedly they were, and I'm saying supposedly because I don't know for sure, but they were like in good graces with each other at some point, kind of. And it was almost like,
how?
I mean,
Like,
because like he's fine. I don't know. I don't know. Like
well, like,
maybe we can't deal with that because like maybe us we
could
can't.
Stephen, like, if you chopped Stephen's dick off, threw it in a field, it had to be reattached. Do you think you and him would be on talking terms like any
I
time in the near
mean,
future?
I don't. You know,
Would
Stephen
would
is. I don't
would
know.
he be like?
Stephen's not a Bobbitt. He's not a John Wayne Bobbitt. Stephen is a very. He's not. I don't know what the right word to describe.
He's a really nice guy, your husband. But I can't. If you chopped his
Yes.
dick off, I can't see him at the phone like a couple of months later going, "Hey, babe, I was wondering, like, I was going to send you some flowers, babe." I can't see that
I
conversation.
wish I could ask
happening.
him. Hey, you guys, listen. Hold on a second. Okay, so we're doing this, but like whenever we have our next true crime extended, okay, we're gonna answer. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna do it. We're just gonna do it as a little fun extra piece, and you guys can get the answer from what my husband would do. I don't know, honestly. I know that sounds crazy. We've been together 12 years, and I don't know because never been violent. So like I don't know. Obviously, I think he would maybe be like, did I deserve it kind of thing? You know what I mean? But I will come back and give you guys the answer to see if he would still be in contact with me sans penis being chopped off.
Yeah, see, I said to Lisa, like, I don't think I think I'd be so scared.
You'd be
Like,
scared? Well, yeah, 100%.
I'd never be left alone with Lisa, not ever again. If I met her, it would be a chaperoned meeting in a public place, and
Y'all
I
better
would
just have plastic silverware, plastic stuff, but don't have any real cutlery around her because she,
But
nuh-uh.
that could make it worse if she's only got plastic. It's gonna be even harder.
Girl,
for her
she ain't gonna get through it with no plastic knife. That thing will break in half before. Oh, the pain. Oh, that would hurt.
Lorena had a very different departure
did.
from this. So obviously
She
John
did.
Wayne Bobbitt went on and done porn, and just kind of, for me, he really established himself as the sexual assault fucking nasty horrible guy, and he's done a
Yeah.
couple of short stints in prison for hitting women.
It was for more abuse allegations from other girlfriends. Yeah. So we obviously, come on, like you know how they say once a cheater, always a cheater. It's kind of the same thing where if he doesn't get any help for himself and any psychological help and things like that, I mean, he's going to repeat offend. He's going to be, and it could just be his personality, right? We also never talked about his little childhood, but I'll say this real quick. Like, he was abandoned by his mother and stuff. So, like, does that give him like an out because like he had mommy issues?
Yeah,
No.
and
I mean,
he
it
had
doesn't, but he did have mommy issues. He did.
he
did.
did, and he had claims of abuse in his childhood as well.
He did.
We've had this conversation loads of
But
times. It's like,
yes, we have.
that doesn't justify
No,
you then
absolutely
going on
not.
to do it. Like, and I think, like, especially for John Wayne Bobbitt, I think he kind of, when he realized the public now hates him and thinks he's a scumbag, he kind of used that almost as a way to justify his actions to try and get sympathy
Yes.
again and get in the good graces of the public eye.
No, 100%. And again, it doesn't justify him having a bad childhood or being abandoned. It doesn't justify it, but it does give us a little inkling of a reason as to why he probably was so fucked up. And I'm sure in that time he didn't get any kind of counseling, any kind of help. There was no support for him. So he goes from seeing this kind of turbulent behavior and feeling abandoned into going into the military, which is pretty hardcore. And then you think he never got, and he probably had anger issues and stuff. And so if it makes sense why he would offend against a woman, because a woman kind of set his life up in abandonment. Again, it's definitely not an excuse. It's just the reason why he needed to get some help, obviously. But,
and the thing is, like, all the way through the trial, Lorena's biggest concern was if she was convicted, she couldn't become a US citizen because she was not a citizen at the time.
No,
she was here on a visa. She was an immigrant and she wanted to become a US citizen. Obviously, when she wasn't convicted, as she was found innocent, the first thing she done is like, right, I need to be a citizen now. So
yeah, you better go do it now.
I'm going to do it right.
Glad you're not trying to do it now in today's America.
Do you know, I had this conversation with Lisa, like, if this case happened now, happened now in the United States, she would have been deported immediately. Like, this case would have
just been so crazy. It would have been so asinine. Like, I use asinine a lot because it's just the biggest word to describe the most insane thing ever. But yeah, I feel like she probably would have actually went to jail.
Yeah,
like they would have come up with some booty ass chart, like something fucking crazy.
100%. She went on. She filed for divorce in 1995.
Yes.
She reclaimed her maiden name, which was Gallo, and she then went on a kind of like a speaking tour, and she wrote a book all about.
Yeah, she's a big advocate for domestic abuse survivors and violence in women and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's got the Lorena Gallo Foundation, which helps women who are suffering with domestic violence, and it's genuinely a great thing. But one thing that I thoroughly enjoyed, I've seen so many times when she's talking about what she went through, and she's talking to other domestic abuse victims, and they're like, but you done this, and like, if I done this, I'd go to prison. And she basically sits there and goes, no, you wouldn't, because if you done this, you've done it for the same reasons I done it.
Yeah.
And the chances of you going to prison for it are very, very slim. And also, it feels like, she said the words, it feels good to get revenge on the people who've hurt you. And I'm like,
again, like, what did I say earlier? Like, we don't know that maybe she was a little unhinged to begin with. And, you know, it was just a cocktail, you know, it's like a toxic cocktail. You get mixed in with the wrong person. And he set the fire to this for her maybe having a mental outburst, so to speak.
The thing is, though, she's Latina. You have a little
girl,
bit of
Latina.
I know.
I do.
Now, I know. I think most men are aware of this. Like, Latina women have a fire, and it's a fucking terrifying fire. And at no point do you stoke the fire. And John Wayne Bobbitt is here just throwing tires on the fire, wood on the fire, and then every now and then he gives the fire a couple of punches to like fight. Like, what the fuck did he expect was going to happen? Like, did he not expect at any point for her to retaliate? Because
I mean, maybe being that he was a very brooding man, you have to think about it, being a very brooding man, being ex-Marine, and it being like, oh, I can kind of control her. And you know, she's a small lady in comparison to him. And so it's like, yeah, that makes sense to me that you would think that your broodingness, if that's a word, would go over on her and scare her and keep her in a controlled environment. But like us spicy Latina women, like I have Puerto Rican, Mexican, and a little bit of Italian. And my grandfather was half Puerto Rican, half Italian. And then my mom, you know, her mom is Mexican. So like I have all the meanest ones. So, like, you know, my dad was white though. But anyways, just saying, like, the Puerto Ricans, they are feisty.
Yeah.
They're one of the feistiest.
Like, a hot tip for any men: Latina blood and Irish blood and Scottish blood produce the scariest results from women if you push their buttons. Lisa's got.
But we're so beautiful, though. That's the thing. Yeah. You know, these men can't stay away from no Latina women, especially because like the way they're made.
That's why he's calling her after he's had his dick chopped off, going, I miss you, babe. What are you doing?
Yeah, what that booty do? Like, have you not seen the Latina booty? Like, come on. Everybody likes J-Lo, right? But it's like, J-Lo ain't shit anyways. But she ain't to me. But anyways.
J-Lo's cashing strays on this episode. Poor J-Lo.
No, fuck J-Lo. Like, what the fuck ever. Like, look, yeah, she looks good. Like, obviously, right? But she's rich as fuck. But, like, Ben Affleck, he is real fucking tired of her shit. Have you ever just seen... He looks like he just needs a cigarette all the time. That's why he's always smoking a cigarette. He literally is, like... It makes me wonder, like, why did you ever get back with her? You know why? What that booty do?
Yeah,
She's gorgeous. Obviously, he's like, I can deal with her crazy shit because she's fucking crazy. Behind the scenes, she's fucking crazy. You know that she probably cusses him out in Spanish or whatever. A little bit of Spanish she does kind of know because she's not really bilingual. But I'm just saying, men will put up with a lot of shit. But John Wayne Bobbitt.
This is very. I would attest to this. Men
They
will put up
do.
with a lot of shit and a lot of like crazy ass behavior if the sex is really good. This is fact. It's not a lie. It's true.
It's the truth. It's just also like when you really love your woman, most men will put up with an equitable amount of BS. But yeah,
and vice versa. Like
nah.
Lisa puts up with endless amounts of shit from me. I'm sure there's things that Stephen does deliberately to annoy you that you tolerate just because you love him.
I mean, yes, but I also am kind of like at the thing where I'm like pretty sure that there's other things going on. There's variables that make me like, I get so annoyed easily because like I have 2 small children at home. So like, I just don't have time. Like, don't piss me off. I might Lorena Bobbitt you. And I really don't even want to waste my knife. Those knives are for cutting my food, not your dick. But like, don't make me mad. I'm more like mouthy. No, I'm just more of a, I've always said I can make someone cry with the shit I could say to them way worse than I would, not really a physical person, but like what this mouth do. That sounds bad and y'all interpret it how you want. But also I will make you cry tears of sadness.
or happiness, depending on what that mouth is doing.
Well, no, only if you're married to me, so you'll never know. But just saying, I have some disgusting insults and I've really said some mean stuff in my life.
Do you slip into Spanish when you lose your shit?
I actually am not bilingual, Scott. I actually did not grow up in that kind of like my mom could have been bilingual, but my grandmother was born. She's Mexican, 100%, but she was not born. She was born in the United States. Okay, so her mother wasn't. But anyways, they just didn't really like. My grandmother would speak Spanish, and my grandpa would speak Spanish. They had 2 different kinds of Spanish because he's more Puerto Rican. Anyways, she just didn't really ever learn it, and I had a white dad. Like, there you go. So it was just like one of those things where I know a little bit of it. And my daughter is married to a man who is from Honduras. So he's bilingual. And Cameron, my daughter, understands a lot. And she speaks not fluently, but she speaks it very soft. I call it soft because she knows a little bit because his family doesn't all speak good English.
Okay.
She has to be able to speak with his mom and stuff. So, yeah, Cameron is, but it's one of those things. If you don't grow up around it, Spanish is to me is very hard to learn it as you get older. Yeah. It's just hard. Yeah. I wish I did know it because I know some cuss words though, y'all. I know the bad words.
Well, share a bad word with us.
You have puta, which I believe means like bitch. Oh my God. What is it? Bendeja or bendejo? I think it means asshole. So
okay. So yeah. You come to the URM podcast True Crime, you get 7 dicks and language lessons. What more could you possibly want?
I'll have to brush up on my Spanish for the next time and give y'all some real juicy ones.
I think that's about all we can go into with Lorena Bobbitt. Unless there's
I mean, if y'all want to the biggest thing is with John Wayne Bobbitt. Lorena Bobbitt is actually doing fine. We'll just do a cut and dry.
She's doing great. Yeah.
She's doing great. She's had no issues, but John Wayne Bobbitt has had several issues as far as health-wise. He had all 10 toes amputated, which to me, I was like, what the fuck?
Really?
But yes, all 10 toes were amputated because he had a form of neuropathy. I guess it's like, how like if you are diabetics typically get that where they lose feeling in their limbs, their hands, I think it's mainly the feet. And so he had that. And then he kind of blamed it on the military, saying that because he had to stay, I guess, in the barracks. Is that what it's called or whatever?
Yeah.
And it was sort of like, oh, well, we're all this happened to me because I was in unsanitary conditions, which I don't know if that was true. But yeah, that motherfucker ain't got no toes now and uses a cane and or wheelchair. So he had a lot of health issues happen to him throughout the years. I think they're both in their late 50s.
Yeah.
He's 57. I'm not sure if she might be a little younger.
She's
Or
younger.
she's the same age. Yeah,
Yeah, she's
maybe
younger.
54 or something like that. But anyway, basically, ain't none of his shit work. I don't know if his dick works, but like his toes, he ain't got no fucking toes. How weird would that be? I would be more grossed out by the no toes than the dick, I think. Honestly.
Yeah, no toes is.
Yeah, all amputated. They're all gone.
I'm trying to wrap my head around how you even walk with no toes.
Well, I'm sure. Well, it said he used a cane. I was reading. Oh my goodness, on A&E. It was like an A&E site, but it was one of the stories on there. And so I think he uses a cane, and he does have to use a wheelchair at some point. So I'm sure he can't walk great.
Yeah,
I know that they keep I know toes are very important, right? But it's like
no, I'm sat here now, and as I'm sat here now, I'm sort of like I'm pushing up on my toes onto the without my toes.
Yeah.
Like, how does even leaning back in my chair work?
And girl, you ain't gonna get no toe implants, so I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's a thing. I mean, he ain't got. There's nothing but look. The piggies all went home, bitch. They're gone. They all went to the market. Whatever.
And if you want to talk about real karma, like that is karma.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Karma shows its ass in different ways, and I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all do dirty ass shit, don't expect that karma will not come and bite your toes in the ass, even if it's 20 years later. That's the thing with karma. Like, you don't know. Like, he literally had the little porn career for 5 minutes, and Lorena hasn't really had any kind of bad life, but he's had, I'm talking about a slew of health issues.
I've got to ask, do you reckon when he had his malfunctioned penis, when he got an erection, do you reckon he laid in bed and went,
It's alive! It's alive!
God. Or did it sound like a Coke can popping when he came? And they're like, what is this? Oh my gosh. Oh, I guess it didn't make the hole any bigger. I don't know. I have to see this now. Me and Steven are going to watch it. I'm going to be like, he doesn't care. He'll think it's funny, but I'm going to be like, I need to see this Coke can.
You need to do it all seductively. I was thinking we could watch an adult movie tonight and then just put on John Wayne Bobbitt.
This is me. He'll be like, he'll know. He knows me too well because he knows like that's not really, that's not for me. And so he'll be like, this is a joke, right?
I was thinking tonight we could spice it up. We're going to start the night, Stephen, because I want to start at the beginning of his career with John Wayne Bobbitt, uncut. And then we're going to go straight on to John Wayne Bobbitt, Frankenpenis. I'm
doing Frankenpenis first because that's the one that really exposes it. I'm doing it.
Do you think Frankenpenis could be like an accompaniment? You could watch Frankenhooker, then watch Frankenpenis. You could watch.
I've never seen Frankenhooker. Yeah, I know what Frankenhooker is.
Oh, Heather. Heather.
I've never seen it. I know the context of it. Like I know it. I just haven't watched it.
Of all the movies that are like so far up your alley, it's like
you think I would like it?
Frankenhooker is almost like a made for Heather movie. It's like they made it with you
Heather
in mind.
Movie. It's a Heather movie. Okay.
100%.
Well, is it streaming, or I guess I can just look it up and see if it's streaming?
I think there's a full copy on YouTube, if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'll also, I have Roku, so you have all the apps and shit, so I can check it. But
it'll be somewhere.
I'll watch it. Like, I'll watch it and report back. How about that? You give me an assignment. You didn't, but you did. I'll try to find it, watch it, and the next time we record.
Yeah, you can give us an update on Frankenhooker and Frankenpenis. I think that's about it for this episode. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review whenever you can. That really, really helps us out. Also, go and follow us at You Run Podcast on Instagram, because that's where you get to vote for the next cases. And if you can afford to, go and support us on Patreon, because you get extra bonus content there. You get more of me and Heather doing not necessarily as true crimey stuff, but other stuff as well. And do wonderful things. And I'm going to let Heather sign us off in the way that Heather does.
Okay, guys, we're happy you're here, that you listen to us. I don't know. You know what? I was thinking before we were recording, I was like, I really should have done a song, but maybe you guys, I used to sing. I used to do these funny little parody songs, and I haven't felt very creative lately, but I almost had one. Maybe you'll hear one on the next True Crime Extra. I don't know. I don't want to get your tits so excited about it, but you might. Anyways, guys, look, in all seriousness, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And just remember, if you get beat, you're going to lose your meat. Love you guys. Bye.
This ain't no fictional fright. It's real life horror taking flight from twisted motives and broken laws. It's the You Run podcast, bringing the screams and the flaws. Bringing the screams and the flaws. Bringing the screams and the flaws.
What are you doing?